The unscheduled interview, it's holding someone accountable. It's putting a face to the allegation. Right now, hi, I'm Becky Oliver with Fox 4. Did you ever tell them that, or did they know that? Was that ever an issue? Anything you say to your parents or your kids?
Why are you not talking to us? We have some very serious allegations we'd like to address with you.
No, ma'am, not me, you don't.
Yeah? What about patient referrals? What are you doing with patient referrals right now?
No, ma'am, I don't.
You aren't doing anything with patient referrals?
No, ma'am.
We have you on undercover video, Miss Futrell.
Not me, you don't.
Have you been selling cars that have been rolled back?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
That is the number one question I get every time I go out and speak to the community is, aren't you afraid? And I always say, when you see me talking to somebody, the audience doesn't realize I've got a photographer behind me with a very big piece of equipment, you know, on his shoulders.
You can't let your guard down when you walk up to know that there's, because of, you know, human character, fight or flee, they're going to do something, so you have to be prepared.
20, on the other cheek. That's 340.
We've seen enough. Time for some answers. Hi, Mr. Hutchins. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good to meet you. Mr. Shelton, how you doing?
All right.
We're going to talk to you about your trash hauling business.
Oh, no.
You have money, can I borrow from you to pay them? I don't have money, I deposited $300.
I didn't take their money, so I shouldn't have to pay them back. This is a pretty nice car you have here.
This is the old car. This is the old car.
You drive a very nice car and you live in a very nice house.
You can't predict the human outcome, how they're going to react to you. And it could be we've been fortunate. We've had a few incidences where it's been very dicey.
Stop! Don't run me over! Why don't you show me the signs? The city ordinance says...
Hey, don't push me.
Don't touch my camera with your light.
Don't
touch my camera with your light. Come away, man. Get out of here.
Towing was pretty bad.
We've had several people that have just taken off running. Can you just tell us a little bit about what's going on and why you did what you did? What Pham did was disappear with federal meal money. Pham disappeared into the building, and when he came out, he was out the door in a flash.
Unpredictable human behavior. I would never seen that coming.
Have you owned this car for 2 years like you told her? Aren't you already on probation, Tom? Why are you using the handicap placard when you're not? You're not allowed to use that, ma'am. But we've had a lot of situations that have been really scary.
Get that camera off me.
Why are you such a stupid?
Get out of here.
The whole situation with Norris Fisher was very frightening.
I've been involved in real estate since 1974. I've never had a problem.
That was Norris Fisher back in 2009, denying any wrongdoing when Fox 4 first exposed his elaborate real estate scam. We caught him stealing property by filing forged documents with Tarrant County. He used the names of fictitious people, even dead people, to buy and sell real estate. It left victims, both buyers and sellers, with a tangled legal mess.
Yeah, it was so complicated, and I just remember looking at the computer screen day after day after day and seeing these things that I thought, well, did he really sell this to somebody in LA? But I finally realized that everything was being sold to the same about 12 or 15 companies.
Our stories also showed Fisher's companies have been tied to other questionable real estate transactions.
We thought it was just a mistake, but somebody had actually stolen the property.
Fisher also stole Hector Macias's property. He operates a Saltillo tile business and can't sell the lot or even pay the taxes on it because he legally doesn't own it. He was relieved Fisher got 20 years.
If it was just so hard to believe that something that big could be happening and nobody knew about it.
The U.S. attorney says Fisher stole at least 150 properties totaling more than $1 million.
Things changed overnight. From the minute you did the story, I mean, just things started moving. People started answering their phone. It was just a night and day difference.
I was sitting in court next to Hector Macias, and they started talking in open court about this death threat that the feds had recorded. And it turns out the death threat involved me.
I remember that I looked at you and the shock on your face just from realizing that something like that had actually transpired and you didn't even know about it. That's what I remember of that day.
That's the risk of this job, and you don't know about that at some point. But it's a very real thing. It's a very real thing.
I guess I don't really think about the danger of our job. We do go after a lot of bad actors, But I think sitting in court that day, it really hit home that this can be a really scary business.
Coming up next.
How could this happen in a country that talks about and brags about freedom? And this can happen to any of you.